Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. So, it's been since about Thursday since we last played. We're going to be still going with Celeste. We have the Summit Seaside and Core Seaside. And we will do our best to complete both. I am unsure if I'll be able to do so today, but we will find out. Ooh. Well, it's starting off great. To remember how to do these ledge jumps. Oh, you know what? I already can tell I'm doing it wrong. Getting myself directly underneath, or not like directly underneath, like underneath the corner. Ooh. Thank goodness we have 2 dashes. I am silly. That ledge. It looked like I was not even touching that ledge. Okay. I did want to talk about Celeste. So we're kind of getting to a point where I am actually quite nervous that I may not be able to keep moving forward. Just because there's difficult parts coming up. I already struggle enough. Oh my god. Nice. Yeah. No. But we're probably coming up on our last few Celeste streams, just because I realized that it might not be the most entertaining. No! It might not be the most entertaining to watch somebody fail to clear these rooms all the time. Like, it might just be like a little more satisfying for viewers to just, I don't know, like, be able to see what smooth clears look like, and I don't know if that's something that I can provide. I can't believe I missed that. Like, watching somebody be able to clear the room smooth is incredibly satisfying, and I will fully admit to that. I've seen speedruns, I've seen, like, deathless run-throughs, yeah, it's incredibly satisfying to watch, but I don't really bring a lot of that to the table when it comes to streaming Celeste. And I certainly don't want what I'm putting out to not be enjoyed by viewers. So I think that Celeste is probably getting to the point where it's running its course. I will profess, I will say, I have been slightly spoiled on some of Celeste. In that nice. Okay. I have been slightly spoiled on some of Celeste. I have seen a bit of what seen a bit of what the other portions of Farewell look like, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I actually do not know if I will be able to complete those. And of course, that I said the same thing about like some of these seasides, but like I'm like realistically speaking here, like Farewell is a different monster entirely. Is it possible that I get entirely stuck on seasides as well? Yeah. Like, I might get to the next room in this level and just be... that might be it. Like, that legitimately might be it. But... you know... we won't really know until we get there. So I'm gonna give it a solid try. Cause like I do want to see if I can complete the seasides. There's no way. Why was I able to do that last time? Interesting. Oh, the game does not like it. Oh, so close. But I did kind of spoil myself on a decent bit of Celeste after this, and it's just one of those things that looks like it would be insanely difficult to do. Alright, let's see what we got here. God, it just keeps going. Like, genuinely just keeps going. But for an instance like this, I genuinely don't know if people will enjoy watching me attempt this room for like an entire 4-hour video. And so, I was genuinely thinking that this might be the last Celeste stream. And, like, I move on to some of the other games that I've planned on, you know, giving a try. So next I'd probably do Oxenfree 2. And then, you know, I actually have no idea how long that game would take. I think it's much more narrative-based than, you know, gameplay-based. And who knows, you know, maybe I play Celeste in maybe I play Celeste like off stream or something, and if I ever get like past these rooms, I'll be recording it or something, and then I could just like upload my attempts after I have completed them. And maybe that's something that people will want to see. But you know, like, until then, I guess like we just kind of have to keep giving this game a try. Oh no! For these levels a try. Because I believe you have to... I believe you do have to complete all of the seasides in order to proceed in farewell. I didn't count how many hearts that you need. I didn't count how many hearts you need to open up the gate. And technically, I know that you can get past the gate without having any hearts. I've seen speedrunners do it, but I don't know the strat that they use. Oops. That's fine. I missed the time on the jump. That's unfortunate. Getting a weird amount of stutter. My toes. So I know that I've technically already broken the rule that I set for myself that if I get stuck on a room for more than an hour, which we did with 3C, for Chapter 3 Seaside, I would like call it quits and not do Celeste anymore. So there is that, but like, I think if it was just like more in the sense of I know, or I like, it seems as though I've exhausted all my options and I am unsure of how to proceed, or the way to proceed is too mechanically difficult for me to actually physically do. That's kind of like when I'd call it quits, and I think because I really, like, I knew exactly how to do the room I got stuck on, it was just like a matter of like mechanically, you know, entering all of the right, like the correct sequencing. That's why I was able to kind of like stick around and do it. But I don't know about like a room like this. Like, we haven't even gotten gotten past like the first. We haven't even gotten past the first few springs. So for right now, I'm kind of jamming, but I'd say in like maybe, well, how long I've only been going 18 minutes. If we go for maybe another, I don't know, 30 or so minutes, and we're still kind of like really stuck, and like I don't feel like it's insanely necessary to proceed, then I will go ahead and I could have sworn I was just touching that spring, but I guess not. Super well. I'm probably just going to switch off Celeste for this stream, because that was close. I guess, like, Celeste is a good game. I don't know if what, like, I think I'm past the point where I would call this fun. I feel like at this point I'm just trying to do it just so that I can say I do it. It's like I'm almost doing it for the clout and being like, ah, yes, I achieved something. But at the same time, when stuff like that happens where I miss dash, it can just be like, lead to an overall very frustrating experience. And I don't know if like, I want to walk away from Celeste with just this feeling of frustration where I'm more thrilled about the fact that like, oh my god, I don't have to keep going, than I am about, you know, having completed the level. I think at that point it's like probably bringing the series to a close. Because I would like to, you know, start a new game today, probably. And just maybe Celeste to rest for a little while. Because having seen some of the difficulties ahead, and also with the degree of difficulty that I'm currently experiencing now, I am not feeling very confident about our abilities to proceed. Especially considering, like, just the amount of precision that I need to complete this level, and the fact that whoops. The amount of precision that I need to complete this level, and knowing that, like, I will need even more precision, like, more precise movements in like the coming game. Honestly, just a point where, as I've mentioned earlier, it just no longer seems fun. like, I doubt that I'll be able to get past Core, Seaside, or the rest of Farewell if I'm not able to do this. So, it's a little disappointing. But I think that's ultimately what it's going to come down to. Like, my friend and I, we were actually playing the Halo 2 campaign earlier, co-op on Legendary. And for those of you who do know, yeah, it's been a tough time. But for those of you who don't know, it's probably one of the hardest Halo campaigns in the entire series. But I'm having fun with it, just because, like, we can play it co-op, and, like, as difficult as it is, it's like, you know, playing with a friend is always more fun. And also, like, it's Halo. I've never really gotten to play that. I've never gotten to play Halo 2 co-op. Ooh, darn. Never really gotten to play Halo 2 co-op before. But, so, like, it is a lot of fun. Like, you know, I get to spend time with my friends. Ooh, that's a... I wonder. Feels possible. But, you know, it's hard as all hell because for some reason Halo 2 is unique in that when one player dies, you have to restart from the previous checkpoint. Whereas, like, even, like, in all the other Halo games, that is, like, a challenge modifier. The game actively becomes more difficult, and you have to turn that on in order for it to take place. But for some reason, despite the fact that that same challenge modifier exists in Halo 2, it is simply automatically enabled in co-op. And it makes completing... ooh, wow, okay. I actually made it once. And it makes completing the Halo 2 Legendary campaign incredibly difficult. Because I believe, you know, like, a lot changed from Halo, like, Halo 1 Combat Evolved, or, like, Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 2, including, like, just how a lot of the weapons work. So, right now, my friend and I have been, like, seriously struggling just because, like, there's so many weapons that are not very effective in ways that they were in the first game, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, I'm still having a tough time, but, like, man, can it get, like, really frustrating if they give you, like, a really bad checkpoint and then refuse to give you another one afterwards. But I guess because, like, I was playing that earlier, I'm just like, I'm in the mood for some action-like game experience today. Or, like, I don't know, I guess I've also had, like, a really productive morning, so starting a new game feel really good. But again, like, I don't really like the feeling of leaving things unfinished. Despite the fact that, you know, it happens a lot in my life. So... And technically, Celeste has been finished. Like, we got through the main game, and all of these are just challenge stages. Like, I guess guess when I really think about it, just comparing it to something like Cult of the Lamb, where Purgatory has all those challenge levels and challenge stages, like, I shouldn't feel as guilty. Like, I definitely did not go, like, complete those on stream. So I don't, like, I shouldn't feel guilty about that, and I don't. But, like, I don't know why Celeste is different in terms of, like, oh, you know, like, you have Farewell, you have the Seasides, and, like, I guess when it comes down to it, Farewell and the Seasides feels like main game content, and in the sense that, like, it's all unique, like you've never played it before. Whereas, like, oh darn. Whereas, like, the I literally just forgot Purgatory in Cult of the Lamb. Like, it's just playing, you know, all the dungeons or bosses over again, but with different modifiers, as opposed to, like, completely new levels. So, I guess that's kind of why I don't really feel bad about not, like, playing Cult of the Lamb to 100% completion. As opposed to, you know, Celeste. But I think it just, like, it definitely reaches that certain point of, you know, probably not going to be able to 100% every single game that I play. This is not like I'm going for all achievements in this game or anything. Because, God knows that would be ridiculous. Like, I haven't even looked at all the achievements, but the fact that, I mean, I can only imagine, like, oh, one of them is for collecting all the strawberries, and some of those strawberries, well, they may be in the main game. Just like, some of those look really difficult to get. I don't want to go through, like, I don't want to say, like, a Seaside level difficulty just to try and get a strawberry. Especially because, like, this game, so much of it is about kind of not really. Oh, whoops. Yo, 7C, yes, Dan the Jester. We are on 7C side, and we are having a time. We've just started. We started 7C at the beginning of the stream, and we've been on here for about 17 minutes so far. So it is something else. Darn. And to diagonally dash. But how are you doing on this fine Saturday afternoon, evening, wherever you may be? This took you 3 hours? Oh, great. That is excellent to know. I think, like, I've already resigned to my doing good. How about you? Oh, you know, I'm not doing too bad. It's been kind of a mixed day so far, but, like, overall, I'd say it's pretty good. I was actually touching the spring. Why did it activate? Had a very productive morning. Got to play some online games with friends before hopping on the stream. And, you know, now we're here. But, like, I don't know, I guess it, like, I won't say it's been, like, a bad day. I guess it's just kind of, like, there have been some weird things that happen here and there. Like, you know, I stopped by to get some prescriptions, and that was a bit more expensive than I thought it would be. And then, this is just a really weird one that kind of bothered me a bit. But I went out, like, I walked down to the pharmacy because, like, I live very close to it. But on my walk back, I noticed that somebody had like drawn on my car in chalk. But not like on the doors or like the hood or anything. But they drew like around the wheel and like on the wheel, almost like they were expecting the car to be like abandoned or something. And I mean, like, I know that my car really is not in the best of shape at the moment, but like, anybody who lives in the neighborhood should probably have picked up on the fact that I drive my car like almost every other day. So the fact that I parked my car there probably Thursday afternoon and somebody to like at some point Friday night, Saturday morning to draw around the tires with chalk to make sure that it moves. And on the tires. I don't know, it just feels like mad disrespectful. Like, it's extremely bizarre, yeah. Like, at first I thought it, like, was maybe a kid, but it was just, like, so specific. Like, drawing on, like, the top of, oh, shoot. Probably some young kid. You see, like, that's what I thought, but it was, like, it was so specific in the way that, like, it was drawn on. Like, the chalk was specifically on the top of the tires, like, kind of, outlined in an X-shaped, like, it stopped at a specific angle on both the front and back tires. And then, like, at least on the front, tires, like, they had drawn on the ground, like, an outline of the direction that the tires were faced to make sure that, like, you know, they were at least moved at some point. And I don't know, like, I saw that and I just, like, kept thinking about it and I was just like, yo, why? Please. But, like, I don't think, like, it just didn't have the the lack of precision that I would, you know, think a kid would do. So, was the drawing at least good? It wasn't good, but it was like, it wasn't messy. It just like, it felt like it was done with intention. And I don't know, that really rubbed me the wrong way this morning. Because like, last thing I want is to like, wake up and somebody's like having my car towed because they think it's been abandoned. Like, I've seen, I believe, some other kids in the neighborhood, like, using chalk on the sidewalk, and, you know, it's always a fun time, like, when kids are making those little hopscotch things, or just, like, little drawings. Like, it's always fun to see that. But, like, it's just been too hot outside for kids to be playing, and, again, it was just, like, so extremely specific and bizarre. Is tough to hit. Oh, darn. So, well, you know, other than that, like, my day's been good. Got some books, got some groceries, well, I say groceries. I really just got, like, a bottle of kombucha and then some yogurt. Like a murder mystery, except the murder part. It's quite the mystery. But like, I don't know. Like, somebody in the neighborhood definitely did it, because like, I don't know why somebody would go to like a random neighborhood and do that. But yeah, it left me feeling a kind of way about it, and I don't know. It felt very passive aggressive too, because there are definitely cars that have been parked in spots for long, like in the same spots for even longer than my car has. So it was just like, really, why me? Like, I get that my car looks kind of crappy, but still. It's my baby. I've had my car for several years, at least since 2017, technically. So that's like 6 years right there. And, you know, I probably could have gotten like another solid number of years, hopefully just a stroke of bad luck. Maybe. I mean, that car has seen a lot. Like, I did my best to take care of it, but, you know, it's not like I ended up, I don't want to say like I ended up totaling it because I don't blame myself in the slightest. Like it kind of sustained damage earlier this year that like the amounts to repair it effectively totaled the car. It's still drivable, although I'm gonna be honest and say that I have to get the registration renewed very soon, and I have to bring it in to get it inspected. And I almost guarantee you that it will not pass inspection. There's just too much wrong with it now. 6 years is really good for a car. Yeah, it is really good for a car, but like, it also puts me in the position where I should sell, especially if it's older. Yeah, it is technically like a 2010. It's like it's a 2010 model of the car. So the car's been around for like 13 years. So I've had it for a little under. I had it for like a little under its total lifespan, I guess. So, you know, like it's definitely pretty good. I just like, it definitely sucks because like I could tell it could have gone a lot longer if the damage it didn't sustain earlier this year didn't happen. And I'm especially somebody who likes to travel. Like, I use my car for a lot of things, and now the fact that like I kind of have to sell it and, you know, look for used cars. Like I went to a dealership probably a couple weeks ago to ask about you know, like cars and leases and stuff, and like one of the cars that I was looking at, you know, it was a newer model. I'm like, there's no way I would have been able to afford it. But like I just didn't realize like how much, like by how much I would not be able to afford the car. Like even if I tried like stretching out the lease from like a 24 months to like 36 to a 48, it barely brought the price down. It was kind of insane. I really should have asked if they had like any older cars on the lot that I could lease. In fact, I probably still could give them a call back and like ask about it. Cars even used older ones are crazy expensive. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. I was talking to a friend about it recently, and you know, she was talking about how the lease that she was going to get, even for a car that was used, was like upwards of $500 a month. That was like a lease, and I was like, that's pretty crazy. The lease I was looking at was the lease I was looking at, they were going to like, they were having a tough time bringing it under $750 a month for a 48-month lease, and I was like, oh my god. Like, and that was with a pretty sizable down payment. eBay and Facebook Marketplace, place where you find them cheaper, seems to be less cheap now. Yeah. Like, I can't remember where I saw it. It must have been like a YouTube recommended video where it was like, oh yeah, the car market's gonna be back in like a couple months. Like, and that was like just from the thumbnail, like, don't buy cars right now. And I'm like, I mean, I don't need to buy a car like right now because it is just like my life, just with what I do for a living, and like, I mean, I could certainly, you know, manage to not go on trips and stuff Like, it definitely won't hurt my wallet if I'm, like, staying home a little more often. But, you know, I need, like, I live in a city that is not very public transportation friendly. And so having a car feels almost mandatory. So with that being said, like, oh, you know, I could just sell my car, look around for used cars, but like if I don't find a used car within like, I don't know, like a decent... Oh no! Wow, that was like actually the closest we've gotten so far. Yeah, they, like, at minimum, they were able to do is, like, $720 a month for a new lease, and I was like, I absolutely cannot afford that. And, like, you know, we even got back to the desk, and they were talking about, okay, so, like, we're gonna do, like, a credit check and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, like, totally understandable, my credit should be in decent shape. But, like, I needed a minimum, like, financial income before taxes every month, and like I didn't even come close to that, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not like I'm trying to lease out a Jaguar or something, good lord. But like I get it, and you know, I don't think there was like, I mean, I could have asked about it, but I like, you know, maybe a cosigner, but like I don't want to ask people for money or something. So I don't know. It's just it's quite it's a bit of a complex situation to be in right now. And I'm like, with the shape that my car is in, I don't want to pay for the registration fee. Especially like if I'm very confident that it's not going to pass an inspection. So, oh, wow, the spring was just like, nah, man, I'm good. But yeah, so, car stuff kind of sucks right now, and the fact that, like, I don't know, somebody was just being, like, mad weird about the fact that, you know, oh, this car looks abandoned, or, like, it looks like it's in really bad shape. Let me just check to make sure that, you know, somebody's actually using it with chalk. That definitely left a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth this morning. But on the plus side, you know, did get like a bunch of books, got some really solid kombucha, and I got even more for later. You're assuming there's no way to get an inspection without the fee? I mean, I don't really know what an inspection would entail. I'm pretty sure like most places do inspections. Actually, I don't even know if this is true anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure most places like are obliged by the state to do inspections for free or something. Oh, darn. Damn, this is definitely a room where it feels like they could have had like a halfway point somewhere. I think like inspections are supposed to be free or something, or maybe cost like $20. But, you know, like if the car is effectively totaled and the fact that, so a lot of the wiring was damaged, and so like at any individual time, there's like maybe 3 or 4 systems where the car is just like, hey, warning that, you know, these systems are like enabled or, you know, not working properly. So these systems are not like working properly or enabled or like there's something wrong. The fact that like there's so many of those just like lit up, aside from the fact that the other non-electrical damage occurring with the car, I just don't think it's in the cards. And my car has been like this for a while, so it's not like I haven't had the time to think about and consider this. So odds are, like, I might, you know, keep it around for a little bit. I probably will sell it eventually. Whoops. But I guess I just gotta, you know, ideally find the right buyer, and odds are it'll just be sold for scrap. Because I wouldn't want to make somebody drive it. Oh no. Like I don't want to say I'm afraid to drive it, but like, you know, driving it around, I'm sure it's like, I'm at the point where I'm driving it around, and if I expect it to, like, I'm expecting it to completely break down at any point. Like, if I go out on a drive or something, then, like, I should be fully ready to call a tow truck at some point. Because if I don't, then, you know, like, I'm probably not going to be at a good spot. But yeah, that's car stuff. I don't know if you were here for it, but I was talking about the idea that we might start a new game today, depending on, you know, how well this level goes and how long we're kind of stuck. Because, you know, I guess I'm just like, I don't want to say in a bit of a mood, but like, I'm definitely interested in starting something a little newer. Like, we've gotten pretty far in Celeste, and the fact that, you know, we are on the seaside of both Summit, Core, and like the second half of Farewell. I'm definitely not disappointed with the amount of playtime and like the experience that we've gotten from Celeste. What's the plan B? So at the moment, I believe the plan B was Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. But I'm not sure. Like, I have a queue down in the description, you know, if you want to have a voice in what we play next. Oh my god, why did I jump? You honestly felt the same way on the seaside? Yeah. Like, I've kind of spoiled myself, and like, I saw some of the stuff ahead of us, and I'm just like, there is no way I will be able to complete that without either losing my mind or losing a full weekend to like each room. So, you know, I want to make sure that what I'm streaming is entertaining for both, you know, the viewer and myself. And if I'm just constantly dying and, you know, people don't find it interesting, then what's the point? So, like, it doesn't feel great, like, not being able to finish, like, Farewell or these seasides and stuff. But, you know, I kind of went over it a little earlier. I don't know if anybody was here when I was talking about that. Have I seen the final Farewell room? Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, I genuinely don't know how to feel about rooms like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, there is no way I will ever be able to complete that, at least anytime soon. So if I was going to continue with Celeste, it would probably be off stream, and I would record my successful attempts at rooms. Especially with how long some of these are taking, because, like, we're starting to get to the point where full seaside chapters take up half of the stream, and that's a lot of time dedicated to dying. To be honest, that room took less than this seaside. Really interesting. Ooh, darn. I guess it just depends on like how the rooms are designed, because this room is definitely designed for extreme precision, like navigating all of these crystals. Whereas I'm sure, you know, Farewell came out afterwards. They probably heard the feedback of the community that rooms like this probably just aren't fun to play through, even if they're difficult. Or like they're not satisfying to play through, even with like the difficulty of the room. So that's fully possible. I don't know. I'm not like I haven't kept up with that. Could be completely wrong. But yeah, rooms like this, I can only imagine people overall did not enjoy. Like any room where it's more, any room where you feel more relieved to have completed a room, or no, any room or any level where you feel more relieved that it's just over, as opposed to the fact that like you completed it. I don't know. I think at that point, like that certainly just draws the line. I don't know how the crystals didn't kill me while I was going over that. As the second jump made me want to pull my hair out, the rest of the room is fine. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because like I saw that I was actually watching a very interesting video. Imagine doing this with golden strawberry runs. Yeah. So from my understanding, I've never actually done any of the golden strawberry runs, but from my understanding is that you have to do it after having like 100%ed the rest of the game. And then in order to get the golden strawberry, you need to complete the entire level without dying. Is that correct? Because like, I can barely imagine completing like any particular level without dying, let alone something like any of the seasides. Like, of course you have to like not die in order to complete the level, but like still. Yeah, it's deathless chapters. Yeah, I would never be able to do those. Like that, like I just too fond of making mistakes. Just like that. Oh. So like, you know, I can confidently say that I've probably gotten a lot farther than most of the people that have, or I don't want to say most of the people that have played Celeste, but like a solid portion. And that's definitely something that, you know, like I should be generally proud of. But sometimes there are challenges in games that just aren't feasible to 99% of the player base, and for me, I am a part of that 99% when it comes to deathless. Like I've been watching a video from Rick Vernello, one of our recent followers, who was able to complete the entirety of Celeste without dying, and I believe he's the only one who has ever done it. Like in a single sitting. Like, you know, I'm sure there are people who have completed the golden strawberries, but like they've done it segmented. He is the only person with video proof to do it all at once, like completing Celeste game in a single sitting without dying. And that's like, what, 200%, like every single level, every single strawberry, and then he does it all again and gets the golden strawberries too. And it's very impressive. That stuff blows my mind. Same. I like the amount of practice and just mechanical skill that takes. I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't think I have the patience for it. Oh, shucks, I didn't get any air from that one. Like, I think he just completed it, like, this past November or something. This game's been out since 2018, so it took, like, 4 years for anybody in the community to record and post evidence of that. Oh, I'm getting some weird stutters from the game. So yeah, runs like that completely blow my mind. Would totally understand like why that got as much attention as it did. Like meanwhile, like I'm over here spending almost an hour already on this room, and I just don't think people will probably enjoy watching through this. Like, ultimately, it is just taking a lot of practice. Like, I'm very consistently starting to get to this portion of the map. but, you know, it's... I just don't know if, like, it's very entertaining to, like, watch me practice this. Until I get it right enough to actually complete the level. So, that's probably the biggest reason why we're probably going to be switching games at, like, the halfway point. So yeah. My honest guess is that most Celeste viewers, including myself, don't mind purely because it's exactly what they went through. Yeah, that's true. Also, I imagine that it would be, like, significantly less entertaining in any degree, shape, or form if, you know, Celeste players weren't interacting with their audience. Like, if they were just playing the game and people were commenting every once in a while and they weren't even acknowledging the people in the audience or the viewers. Because that's definitely one of the biggest reasons I stream, is because, like, I like games, but, you know, if you stream and you don't interact with your audience, then why? And the sense of progress plus the hike of a room completed makes up for it. True. Also, yes, it's much fun for both parties if they're interacting with one another, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like, any streamer who doesn't interact with their viewership, or their chat, I'm hesitant to say they're not a very good streamer. But, you know, sometimes, like, you just, I don't imagine, actually, like, I have no idea if I'll ever get there. Or even if I do, it might be a very long time, but, like, sometimes there are genuinely just so many people in the chat that you won't be able to respond to them all. Like, even when we got raided the other day, by that party of 30, raided by Trimpats, like, that was wild. Like, that was pretty difficult, like, keeping up with everybody in the chat saying hi. Like, trying to stay on task in the game and, like, saying hello to people and, you know, responding to their comments. Like, it was awesome. But, oh my goodness, it is, like, that's tough. Oh no. But regardless, like, you still have to give it a really good shot, because otherwise, you know, like, your viewers will, I feel like they will be at least less interested, because, I don't know, whenever I've been in the stream, 30 is a huge and small streaming sphere. I don't know how you did it, you know? I just got lucky. Like, I'm sure the chat was like, okay, let's see who else is streaming Celeste, and I might have been like one of 3 people, and they just ended up on me. Especially balancing gameplay and chatting. Yeah, I mean, I think, at least for me, after a little bit, like, the earlier portions of Celeste just, or like as you continue in the room and continue practicing, it's really just your fingers and like it just becomes like autopilot, because it's like you're practicing the same exact movements and button presses all at the same time, that like it becomes very easy to just like go through the level without you even realizing it. But that's like especially for a game like Celeste, where there isn't a lot of random number generation to alter that. You don't mean the number, you just mean, yeah, being able to chat with 30 people in general. I did realize that, as you said it. But yeah, like, after a certain point, especially for a game like Celeste, where there isn't a lot of random number generation that you have to account for, at least within most chapters, like, it becomes almost second nature to just be, you know, clearing a room that you've already been practicing for an hour and, you know, continuing a conversation with your chatters, viewers, however you would like to refer to them. That, and I'm pretty sure, like, when that occurred, like, when it occurred, I was at a point where I was still, like, actively trying to figure out what was happening in the room, and, like, how to solve it. So we were at, like, a bit of a slow point, not, like, in the middle of a room attempting to solve it. Because I believe we were at a part, like, right before the summit. There we go. Oh, darn. I do think that's possible, though. But yeah, for a game where you do need to, like, have a bit of a faster reaction time, like, I don't know, like, let's say you're in the middle of something like Call of Duty, where, like, it's an online competitive multiplayer game, responding to chat might just be a little difficult. You think it was just when they introduced the wall bounce? Yes, I believe that was the moment as well. Like, right around Summit. I don't remember what flag it was. It might have been like 8 or 18. And like actively trying to figure that out while also balancing and responding to Twitch chat. But you know, we did it. We retained some of that viewership, which I'm really happy for. You know, like, hopefully if we do move on to move on from Celeste, they'll stick around. But we will see. I have gotten so incredibly close to those crystals. Oh, darn. Just missed that wall bounce. Yeah, like, for this level, the fact that, you know, there are no moving parts, there's no, like, monsters chasing us. Yeah, congrats, mate. It's some sick stuff. Hope others so too. Yeah, well, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. But, like, for a room like this, the fact that there are, like, no enemies chasing us or shooting any projectiles, like, for the most part, all the movements in the beginning are the exact same. I think that's, like, that's definitely one of the bigger reasons why I'm able to, you know, do all this and then still hold up conversation. Whereas, like, you know, I'll mess up like I did there, but, you know, I can manage. I find that at least for me, and you know, I don't, not everybody can do this, but at least for me, I find that I can, I suppose, I'm trying to find the best way to word this without sounding like an arrogant prick. know, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was younger, and like, I guess for me, it might just be a little easier to have a conversation while I'm fidgeting around with something. So like, having a conversation while I'm playing a game is not unusual for me. Like occasionally, sometimes I have to, you know, create a thought process in the middle of something that is relatively difficult. And, you know, that can be something that takes a hot second. But, you know, like, I find that for the most part, if I'm doing something, you know, incredibly repetitive, like the beginning of a Celeste level over and over and over again, having conversations is pretty easy. It's just reading, well, like, it's reading chat where things start to get difficult, because then you have to pull your eyes away from the game and what you're doing, and then that's why you, that's why, you know, deaths happen so frequently. And then there's sometimes where it's just like, you know, you look away for a moment and it requires like pixel precision, and that's just what happens. You get that, you talk to yourself out loud when I'm playing a game alone. It's just second nature. Yeah, you know, I did that as well for a while. And then I was like, why don't I just hop on a stream and do it as well? Oh, darn. Like, I used to, like, that's kind of how I feel about, like, recording gameplay as opposed to streaming it, where it's like, you know, recording gameplay really isn't that bad. I'm not gonna make that. Like, recording gameplay isn't that bad, especially, like, when you talk it out loud. It's like, yeah, I feel like I can hold, like, a consistent train of thought when I am recording gameplay and stuff, but I just find that it's more entertaining for both myself and viewers if I'm like streaming when I'm doing it instead. It's kind of funny that actually like awakened a memory in me where I remember being like 14 years old, like playing games at my parents' house, and I would frequently just like talk to myself out as I was going through a game, pretending like I was some big YouTuber. You know, preparing for the day where I eventually would do this. And you know, now I'm doing it, and it's not like I'm a big YouTuber, I'm just doing it for fun because like I enjoy streaming, I enjoy like content creation for the most part. I find it difficult, but yeah, that was an interesting memory to just like flash back to. Oh no. There we go. Oh, I overshot it. Well, that's awesome. You're built for this. I don't want to say I'm built for this, but it's certainly something I've wanted to do for a long time. And, you know, like, it's a shame that I'm just getting around to it now, especially when I've had, like, the ability to do this for years. But, you know, like, what? Today, like, yesterday's better than today, but today is better than tomorrow. So it's like, at least you're starting now, as opposed to, like, wishing that you started yesterday. Something about old-style Let's Plays is something live streams can only capture now. Yeah. Like, I remember, like, growing up watching, like, Machinima, when, like, Minecraft was in, like, the really early stages of development, God, this is gonna date myself so hard. I bought Minecraft when you could still only pay for it in euros off of their website. Like, it must have been in beta still. Like, it was that far back. And like, you know, you'd go on YouTube, like even in the early stages of YouTube, like you'd see like Machinima and like, God, like all those old like networks that really tried to make something of YouTube, but you know, there was just something about it that, you know, caused it to not really function as well as it could nowadays. But it felt like very much, like a space for creators, whereas nowadays you're seeing a lot of companies and corporations like with their own YouTube channels and such, like especially like news stations. Like they'll do really small clips and segments on their news stories. And you know, like, it's not that I hate that. I actually think that's quite useful, having it all in like one place, but I do definitely remember a time where YouTube was a website almost exclusively for creators. Dang, I thought I was getting Pocket Edition demo on... You thought you were old getting Pocket Edition demo on your phone? Yeah, no, like... I remember asking my dad, like, hey, can you buy me this game? Because, like, I was, like, a freshman in high school or something. And... like a bunch of my friends just started playing it, and I was just like, yo, looks Legos but on computer. I'm all here for it, let's do it. And I asked my dad to get it for me, and I remember being like, what currency is that? Is that euro? And he was just like, are you sure this is the right place to buy it? And I'm just like, yep, that's it. So, you know, I'm sure for a hot minute my dad was worried like he was getting scammed out of his money because it was like an international transaction technically. But, you know, like it ended up working out. Like been playing Minecraft for years with like high school friends, and it's been great. Definitely do not regret getting on board that game as early as I did. And now, like, it's just evolved so much. Like, it has evolved so much since then. I remember when they didn't even properly implement shadows. Like, everything on the surface world didn't really have a shadow. It was kind of wild. And, like, the first thing that I did was build, like, a giant tree fort and stuff. And, like, most of it... I think... I'm trying to remember, but I don't even think they had, like, particular biomes in the game. I think it was just, like grasslands, but somewhat hilly grasslands. No! We were so close. Hold on. Let me see how far we got. It's like, if that's, like, decently far, then I'll probably give it, like, another few shots. Oh. We still have to get through, like, this entire section. Okay. I'm gonna give it, like, maybe until about 5:30, and if, like, I don't make it to that crystal section, before then, probably gonna call it quits on Celeste. Oh yeah, Minecraft. Next game. Love it to bits. But I swear to God, sometimes I play that game like Factorio or something. I've never actually played Factorio, but like I definitely kind of take the time to really engineer the crap out of that game. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've made like sugarcane farms that, you know, auto-collect, and like, you know, every single time that, like, it's automated, so whenever a particular piece of sugarcane grows like a giant, like machine made of like slime blocks and pistons, just like goes across, and like a bunch of mine carts collect all of that, and then I turn all that into paper, and then I sell that paper to like merchants and get like all the best enchantments and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure I've done that like the past like 3 or 4 times I've played Minecraft, and it is a very extensive process, and I think like I need to really not do that for my next playthrough so that I don't get burned out. Minecraft recently-ish blew up again. Have you seen how crazy it is now? Define how recently, because if it happened within like the past year or 2, then yes. But I know they actually just got a pretty sizable update. You automated everything, gold, iron, experience, blaze, you name it, it was automated. I'm right there with you. That blaze farm, that was probably the most frustrating farm to build. Like, because I don't know what it was about blazes, they just kept spawning. Iron farms also feel incredibly unethical. But you know what, this is Minecraft. With infinitely spawning mobs, nothing is unethical. Oh, you mean 1 to 2 years ago? Yeah, it was pretty big 1 to 2 years ago. I think it was like, I'm trying to remember what exactly happened 1 to 2 years ago, but I think like a couple of content creators like picked Minecraft up again after it was like really unpopular for a little while. Blazes are so annoying. Like it's kind of incredible like how quickly they burn through your armor. Like even with all of the best stuff. Especially my shields. But I think like a bunch of content creators like picked up Minecraft again being like, yo, why do people like really hate on this game for a little while? And like, I totally understand that, because it was, and still is, a very good game. And I think the biggest problem was that like, a lot of the people within the Minecraft community were just surrounded in controversy, and then like, you know, anybody who plays Minecraft is like, mildly problematic. And then I think, who was it? Was it Dream? Who like it was Dream and his entire crew that really popularized Minecraft again by doing like his, like, oh, I'm speedrunning this game and I have a bunch of people hunting after me, which, very good series. Like, every single one teaches you some kind of unique trick that, you know, even as a veteran, you probably had no idea was in the game. So I thought that series was very, very well made. But like, ever since his speedrunning controversy, I haven't like seen anything from him. And like, to be fair, I don't like, oh yeah, the SMP thing? Yeah, that thing. I think like, when Dream started kind of blowing up, I don't want to say overnight because I'm sure he's been doing this for years. When he started doing that series, like, I think it really kind of brought Minecraft back into the public eye, and then everybody was just like, oh yeah, let's play some Minecraft, screw it. Oh darn. They were incredibly entertaining to watch. Yes, they were. They absolutely were. I never watched the SMP server stuff. But like, they did a couple things that were, you know, pretty fun to watch. So like, I have to give them credit where, like, I have to give them credit where credit's due. Like, I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to give like all the credit to them, but like, they definitely revitalized a lot of the community's love in Minecraft. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, watching those videos got me, like, more in the mood to play Minecraft again. But, like, I think biggest issue I have with Minecraft is that, like, it's been popularized so much to play with friends, but setting up your own server is unnecessarily difficult. Like, playing online with your friends on PC is kind of ridiculous. Not gonna lie. I feel like there should just be servers for those things, or like, you know, I hate comparing, you know, any games to each other. Like, I really don't, because, you know, like, sometimes they're just very much not fair comparisons. But, you know, like, Terraria has this thing where, you know, if you're playing on Steam and you go multiplayer, you have one person create the world, and then basically Steam hosts a server for you to be able to play with anybody on that world. And I feel like Minecraft should be able to do, like, basically the same thing. But I'm just like, they're completely different engines. So I don't think that it probably just would not operate in the same way. If they made free easy access Minecraft servers, free easy access servers, Minecraft would rule the industry. Absolutely. I feel like that's probably my biggest issue with Minecraft, is the fact that multiplayer on PC is actually quite difficult to set up. The only easy way of doing it was, oh god, like, I remember having to, like, install, like, some kind of application that basically spoofed a server and then, like, spoofed, like, a LAN party or something. Or, like, making a LAN, like, making a world and, like, playing multiplayer through LAN. Like, that's the only time I was able to set up a game where it was just like, okay, here's the server address, like, I'm hosting right now, just go ahead and join. And, you know, my roommate was just like, okay. And we joined, we had fun. But, like, I don't know, I feel like it should just be that easy overall, instead of, oh, you gotta pay for a server, like, even then, like, the server's not perfect, like, you know, it's frequent to, like, world corruption and, all that jazz. I don't know, like, only complaint I will ever have about Minecraft. Other than that, phenomenal. That Steam did, like, even more recently, they made it so that, like, the only way you were able to play with friends was just straight up joining the single player worlds. I just stay online idle. Gotcha. Like, I don't know what Steam did, but I think this is something that happened within the past couple of years, where they made a system where even games that were, like, exclusively split screen could be played online with friends. Like, which I thought was incredible. So that way it was like, game developers didn't have to, you know, spend the time to, like, code in online multiplayer. You're kidding me. I thought I wasn't gonna make that loud. Game developers didn't have to code in multiplayer, and they could just do, like, local co-op, and then Steam took care of the rest, which I thought was really awesome. Also, creeper farms were unnecessarily hard to make. Yeah, I think, like, It's because creeper farms like aren't always guaranteed to be creeper farms. Like the fact that other mobs can and will spawn in like creeper farms is just really annoying, and they're not always like the most efficient in their production rate. Oh my god. Fact that like creeper farms require ocelots too to make them function, ridiculous. Trying to remember, like, one of the most complicated farms I have ever seen in Minecraft was, actually, one of the most complicated farms I've ever built in Minecraft was like a raid farm. I thought I wasn't gonna make that. But instead I did make it. It was like a raid farm where, you know, like, it would just infinitely spawn pillager raids. And then, like, automatically kill them by, like, dropping them from an insanely high height right into a dispenser that would put lava in and out so it wouldn't destroy any of the items that they dropped. Oh, they found a way to make exclusive creeper farms, at least on Bedrock. Raid farms are crazy. They're absolutely insane. Like, they're also just, like, incredibly efficient. Like, honestly, I'm more of the mindset that if I was gonna make a farm for gunpowder, I would rather... Oh, darn. I would rather just make a raid farm, because then the witches would drop gunpowder instead of a creeper farm. Because, like, it would just be best of both worlds. Like, you get redstone, you get glowstone, you get gunpowder, you get emeralds, you get weapons. Like, you get so many things for just building one farm. So, like, I've always been in favor of raid farms over, most other individual farms. At least when it comes to, like, redstone and glowstone and other stuff. I'm trying to remember what else they dropped, aside from, like, a ludicrous amount of experience. I mean, they drop weapons. They can drop enchanted weapons like axes and crossbows, right? Actually would be way more helpful for fireworks. Yeah. I don't know if you play Bedrock or Java Edition, but I prefer Java Edition just because, like, I don't know. It's like... It feels like Java Edition is a little more... It's less restrictive. Creeper farms are just too inefficient. Yeah. Like, if you build a good... like a really good raid farm, like, you'll get enough gunpowder from witches. Totems of Undying too. That's a big one. I can't believe I forgot about that one. But I know, like, a lot of the support for Minecraft currently goes, well, I don't want to say the support for Minecraft goes towards Bedrock, but it definitely feels like there's more of a focus on Bedrock than there is for Java. But maybe it's just because, like, Bedrock is where the market is for Minecraft. Like, they got skins, they got everything. Java looks more fun, just never had access to it in my life. I believe that... I'm trying to remember, but I believe as a Minecraft owner, you should have access to both. It was like within the past year or two, where if you owned one version of Minecraft, you owned the other, or at least if you had Java, you owned Bedrock. I guess it's just a matter of being able to actually have it on an operating system or a piece of technology that can run it. Like, when I started playing Minecraft, I had it on a Mac laptop, And that was a time. But now I have it on my PC, and it runs like a charm. I mean, there's some lag here and there, but that's just because, like, Minecraft is... it's a lot. It just has so much going on. And it's kind of crazy that, like, if you build too many farms in too close of a proximity to each other, like, it will actively just start to, like, do too much at once, and the game will not load properly. Oh no! Java is PC only, Bedrock is every other console, at least as far as I'm aware. Just never had a computer. Completely understandable, you know, computers are incredibly expensive. Like, I got this PC because, you know, my laptop could no longer, like, I use my laptop for work, because, like, I do editing on the side, and my laptop was reaching a point where it could no longer run the software that I use for, that I can use for editing. So, like, I had the money, I had the means, and it was like the beginning of the pandemic, so I was like, screw it. Let's make ourselves a gaming PC. Now I have had this gaming PC for about 4 years, and it has been phenomenal. Actually, no, about... oh no! When have I had this computer? Since 2020? Oh, it's been about 3 years, actually. I do not regret building this computer. Like, it's not the perfect PC, but it has certainly gotten the job done in the past 3 years. Sometimes it's just, like, unless you have a bigger reason than, you know, playing games, it's just financially not worth making a PC just because they're so expensive. Watched it last year, you've been kind of interested in getting a PC. Overall, like, I built my PC with the help of a friend. Overall, like, everything done and done, I think it cost me about $2,000. Which, it's kind of crazy to think, but, you know, you are in the lucky position where poor laptop can't do too much, can barely run Hollow Knight mods. Yeah, mods just, like, destroyed laptops. But my PC costs all in around, like, keyboard, mouse, like, monitors, everything, probably cost about $2,000. You can probably get, like, if you know where to look, I'm trying to remember, there's, like, like, PC Center or something, or, like, Micro Center. Sometimes they have, like, pre-built hours and stuff that are even nicer than my computer for slightly less than the price that I think it cost. Like, there are some PCs that cost less than my computer now that have, like, a newer generation of graphics cards, like a 3090 or something. And that's just insane to think about. Because, like, 3090s were, like, easily, what, like, $800, $900 when they were kind of released, and, like, people were scalping them a lot. So, like, if you find, like, a solid build with, like, a 3090, and, like, you have a chance to, like, look at the specs, and, you know, if you, like, ask for a second opinion on somebody who really knows computers, you could probably get one for a really good price. And also, you know, like, one of the monitors I've been using for, God, years now. I've probably had this thing for almost, like, 8-9 years. It's almost better than I still almost consider it better. Oh no, you're kidding me. I still almost consider it better than the monitor I bought so that I could have 2 monitors for my PC. And it cost like $100 versus like the 200 that, you know, my current monitor has. Like, I have both monitors set up, and the one that I bought for like $100, I almost consider it to be better than the one that I paid for 200. So if you look in the right places and like you know exactly what you need and what you're trying to do with your computer, you could probably get it for less than $2,000 easy. But I mean, like, if you're building your first PC in general, you could probably get one for like maybe $700-800. Like, this is a beefy computer. Like, I'm not even going to like, I'm not going to gloss over the fact that this computer quite beefy. But if you're building a computer to like just play games and like not even stream, then you could probably build a pretty solid one for $700 or $800. Or you could buy one for probably around that price as well. Probably wouldn't be able to afford that currently, but definitely note it for the future. Thanks. Understandable. You know what? Sometimes people are just like, I'll stick with my Switch. Like, my Switch is $300, and I won't have to like keep upgrading it like crazy. So $700 to $800 is doable though? Yeah, absolutely. It all depends on like what's in the market. You know, the pandemic definitely did a bit of a number on like a lot of the precious metals market, which, you know, are unfortunately like a solid amount of those are required for building PCs. But like, since the pandemic has like really died down, you know, it's not like stuff like that is still crazy expensive. It's just a matter of what's available, just like cars. Oh, heck. Okay, I'll give it like one more solid attempt. And then we'll probably call it on Celeste for now. Maybe I'll return to it on Monday or something. But let's see if I can just get back to the portion that we haven't gotten past yet. But yeah, if you're interested in like building or buying a new PC, like go in with like a $700 to $800 budget, and then, you know, maybe if you could spare like a little more than that. Sharing an Xbox works fine for now, other than some issues. Yeah, that's true. Like, if you have a console and you have like a capture card, then, you know, that should suffice. I think like, though it is limiting on games, that is true. Like, I think the only reason that people argue for like a beefy computer, especially for like streamers, is because they're playing games and streaming them at the exact same time, and that does kind of require like a bit of a strong computer. If you have a computer, but if like you have a console and you're just like playing games on that and then streaming on the computer, you know, it shouldn't be. Your computer should be able to handle it. If it's not like the strongest. Alright, oil. Okay, yeah, that's probably where we're gonna call Celeste. I just like, this level is probably, I mean, this level is pretty dang hard. And I can only imagine that Core Seaside is harder, as well as the rest of Farewell. So I don't know. I feel like it's probably a good time to stop Celeste and, you know, maybe set it down and try a couple other games instead. You just had the funny idea of streaming on the local library's computers. I mean, I'd be surprised if any of them would be able to, you know, like run a game and stream at the same time. But like, I guess it's been a while since like I've really been to a library and taken a look at the, what kind of computers they've had. All good. The level is a pain. Yeah. No, it's a pretty tough level. Before we just like call it there, obviously I'm gonna keep streaming. I'm just like looking at what else there is. I did say we would go to Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals because that's like, it's a bit more of a narrative driven game as opposed to something like Celeste. And you know, I think like we'd be able to go for a little longer than that, and you know, more things would actually happen. But yeah. But in terms of Celeste, I do want to thank everybody who's, you know, taking the time to like just come around for the streams and watch the videos on YouTube. This is probably the last of Celeste that we'll make for a while. You know, maybe we'll come back and stream a little bit of the modded Celeste Strawberry Jam. But I think for now we're gonna let it rest for a bit. We've actually done like such an incredible job. Like look at this. 103 strawberries. Granted, it's like less than half of all strawberries in the game, or at least like a little around half. We've completed all of the A sides, all of the B sides, most of the C sides, and gotten through a solid bit of Farewell. And you know, like with 11,000 deaths in 32 and a half hours, I'd say that I'm pretty satisfied with my Celeste experience. It has been a fun journey, yeah. Like, you know, it's definitely been frustrating at times, but I think I can walk away from Celeste overall feeling good about it. Like, being able to recommend it to other people who are looking for high skill platformers. But yeah, not gonna delete that, but you know, thank you all so much for watching Celeste. And you know, hopefully I'll see you all in the next series.